All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is, we're going to go ahead, this is February 1st, 2018, our 10 a.m. meeting of the work session here for Pickens County. And again, a reminder, it is a work session. There's no vote that will be taking place today or during this meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and items on the discussion for the agenda. And I'm going to turn it over. It's kind of, we're going to just run it as we always have, kind of informal. But this time we're asking for an audit update from Ms. Harvey. Faye, you want to give the commissioners an audit update, please?
Sure. We had a conference call with the auditors yesterday regarding just the preliminary meeting to discuss dates and things. They will be here the last week in February to do testing, and that's the testing that they do for us, and they'll also do the elected officials in the agency offices then. They will be back the last week in March to complete their field work, and that's all of our office. That's where they basically compile all the audit information. The engagement letter that we signed said that we will have a draft of our audit by May 31st, and it isn't due until June 30th, and so that should give us plenty of time. Everything looks okay?
I don't have any further questions with Ms. Harvey?
Last week, what days is that? We'll not need to be around for that.
No, the testing that they're going to do is the last week in this month in February, and then they'll be here for field work the last week in March. Yes.
All right. If I can take a courtesy here, I'm going to have to move number 4, even though we don't have any specified agenda. Number 4 is actually referring to Sam Brannen. I know Roy has got to leave a little early, so in case y'all got questions. So Roy, I'm going to turn it over to you for Board of Tax Assessors for Mr. Sam Brannen on what the issues we got that you're having there.
That's just a letter for representation for him as an attorney to represent us. It's basically on the Mountainside Manor apartment property, something that we've dealt with for the last few years. And we have another case pending, and so we would like to have him help us as legal representative.
Go ahead.
I'd just like to say the board's been to we've worked with Mr. Brannen before. He did excellent work, and Roy and I discussed this, and we don't really, there's no need to change horses, and we just rather not if the board approves it. He's gone to another firm, and that's basically the reason why it's coming up.
Are these rates
They're
competitive?
comparable with his level of expertise in the market. So, he was with Bill Privacy's firm. I'm not sure where he landed, but that's why Roy's having to bring it back in front.
This is something that I'm assuming our Thursday meeting 2 weeks from today would be when we'll take action on approving this, because we can't take a vote on it. That's going to be an issue. I won't be able to approve.
But you ought to be exactly the approval, the actual vote for the approval would be in your regular meeting. But this board just wanted to make sure y'all were aware of it, and if you had any questions, maybe we could get through that before you had your regular meeting. So, this is really just for discussion, make sure y'all didn't have any questions about it.
Roy, you got any? Jerry, Ms. Becky, you got any further questions for Roy?
And thank Phil for the longevity of working with this particular person and his expertise, and I think it's going to benefit all of us. And I want to thank the Board of Commissioners, because every time we've needed a good legal representation through the years, you've been very supportive, and we want to thank y'all for that.
Now, what do you call Mountainside Manor? Is that those apartments behind the hospital?
They are.
Okay. All right. Miss Lisa, go ahead and give you that if you get it on the agenda for next for our main meeting. All right. Any further discussions with that? Roy, thank you very much for your need to go. That's no problem. That brings us down, going back to item number 2 under the EMA generator contract. Mr. Nicholson, you want to give us an update on that?
Yes, we met with GMA this past Tuesday. They rode around, they went through our paperwork, we rode them around, showed them everything, and they were happy with it. So now they signed off. We're waiting on them to receive the check. It would be $185,115 and some change. That should be, she said, because this will come from the state of Georgia, not from the federals. We should have it by the end of February. While we had them, we also took them around and showed them the spots where we're gonna put in for 5 more generators, which will be 4 more, and that'll finish up all our pumps on the water system. And then 1 for Kim over at Public Works, because we worry about the fuel depot, since that fuels all our ambulances and SO, it's so vital to all our operations. So we're gonna apply for a grant to take care of that, so we never have to worry about that in case of a power outage or damage. And she approved all those sites verbally, not, you know, but I can put in the pre-application for that grant now.
Is there anything we need to get on the agenda for our next main meeting on Thursday
No,
in regard to this? No signatures, anything need to
no,
be done?
no signatures.
Just give us an update on what's going
I'll
on.
just tell you where we're at then, hopefully we might even have to check by then.
Really?
The first one, the pre-application, that's about a 16 to 18 month process, but that's where we are.
And what you're saying then, in this 2.5-year plan that we've been working on, that every pump station, every water pump station we got in Pickens County, that Pickens County Water and Sewer System, will have a backup generator on.
Yes,
And it gives us 1 portable too, doesn't it?
we got 1 portable, that was included in the $185,000.
Okay.
The rest of them will be permanent, and we'll take care of all that then. So our water system will be totally viable in case of a disaster or emergency.
All right.
So these are all backups?
Backups? Yes.
We've been
Because during the tornado, the last one we had 2011, the tanks dropped down, so you have to put portables, and so this will help mitigate those circumstances.
Good.
What part of that, of all that being said, what part of that will actually be, I know there'll be some matching funds involved in that, but you gotta.
On the one we just did, we did $24,000 worth come out of our kitty, and then they footed the bill for another $185,000. So we run about 17 to 18%, because we qualify, normally it's 15%, but we qualify for an extra 2.5%, because we've met all our goals, so they give us an extra 2.5% for that.
Thank you.
The state of Georgia does, not the feds, but the state of Georgia does, so.
All right.
On any grant we get with them, we'll get an extra 2.5%, well, for emergency management, extra 2.5%.
You got, while we're having discussion, have you got any other plans for the future under the EOC, emergency management area?
Yes, once I finish the pre-application on these 5 generators, that goes in tomorrow, then Philip and I start working on for these storm shelters. That grant has to be put in by the end of February. So we'll go forward with that.
Okay.
Where will they be located, John?
One will be over at
Carlin Road.
Carlin Road at the new fire station, number 12, and one will be located, proposed located at the recreation department, back on the back end, you know.
These are, correct me if I'm wrong, but these are actually tornado shelters. They're not made to stay in overnight. They're for tornadoes where you can get people, kids in them for an hour or two till the tornado's passed.
Yeah, the strictly tornado shelters, the ones we'll get, they're prefab, they're made in Birmingham. And that's what they did over there after the 2011 tornadoes. And we're gonna go visit, physically look at them other than just the website and the pamphlets, and apply for them and set it up. Then it's strictly tornado, and what we'll do to trigger it, 911, once there's an official tornado warning, then they will flip the switch and the door opens automatically.
What's the construction, I'm just curious, what's the construction of those?
It's on a pad, and it looks like a concrete bunker
Oh,
with
okay.
a door, and then there's just a bench down the middle. And it's the one I expect, hopefully, the one at the rec department will qualify for a restroom unit.
And how many people would that hold?
It's based on a half-a-mile radius of the circle, because they expect, once this happens, you got 5 minutes roughly to get in notice when the tornado gets there. So that's it. It's not like, it won't just because there's a thunderstorm warmer and stuff, that's not gonna trigger that, you can't go. That's for the pre-storm shelter downstairs for those people that worry about that. But this is strictly when a tornado warning is issued for that area, code red, and flip it, Christie will, and then those doors open and it's available for people to run to and get in.
That's great.
but it's not a shelter where you go to live. It's just to get you through.
Right.
And then once the warrant is lifted, then we will send personnel out to make sure everybody's at it before we lock it up, because it's an automatic.
Give us an update on I know you were looking at getting a lightning detection equipment for Roper Park in that area for the children down
Yes,
there.
we got, that grant's been approved, the money's here, so we have to get with Brian and Seth, and it's ready to order right now. So we can have it going by this fall season. But that's just a company that's here in Georgia, so that should be easily taken care of. About next 2 weeks, I should be able to tell you more on that.
Kristal, every time your phone goes off, we're all gonna go and eat over Bojangles here just in a little bit. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, Rob.
Is there anything else we got brewing out there? I mean, the lightning thing is good. Is there when that lightning thing goes off, is it a siren? Does it?
It's gonna be a siren for right then. We're also getting the, where you can get a text, or, you know, so Brian and his crew will know it in advance before it goes off. And it's also gonna be a wet bulb for humidity. So if it's got too much humidity, the kids don't need to be out playing, like, you know, when it really gets hot this summer and it'll tell them it's dangerous, you know, they quit going on field then.
Okay. All right. Any further questions or with that? Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate it. Anything else you got we need to know of?
No, that's it for right now.
All right. That brings us down to item number 3 under the Pickens County Water and Sewer Authority, the rate increase request. There you go. You want to explain what we've got going on with that
Yeah,
and
Yes.
why?
yes, it's not every customer, it's just the large meters 2 inch and above. And we're wanting to do it is because, to compensate, because we can only pull 280,000 gallons from Cherokee County a day, or 400,000 from Calhoun. We have a customer, I'm not gonna say who, but we have a customer that's averaging about 190,000 a day of the Cherokee County water. That's just one customer.
And that just has started.
That just has started this past month. So that just leaves us 90,000 to go to the rest of that end of the county. And then once we go over that 280,000, they hit us with a surcharge.
Actually doubles.
It doubles. It goes from 235 1,000 to 470 1,000.
This is folks requirements, huh?
No.
No.
No. Different customer.
But we're wanting to change it. Right now it stops at $7 a thousand, 5,000 gallons and above. We're wanting to add it for the 2 inch meters and larger, a $9 per thousand for anything above 10,000 gallons. That way, if they using 150 or 200,000 a day, then that's going to compensate us for our surcharge. You know, it's not across the board, it's just for, you know, the ones that's got 2 inch meters or larger.
Right.
There won't be any municipalities.
Yeah, no, it's not no municipalities, it's just, businesses, or if a chicken farm, you know, they've got a 2 inch meter and they use 300,000 gallons, you know, a day, then it's gonna affect them too, but not no municipalities.
All right. And that'll be, and I'm assuming that we need to get that on the agenda.
If you could, yes.
Any further questions on that? I guess y'all probably need to read that. If you have any questions, give us a call. But you're just looking at a right now, you don't have it, $7 from 5,000 gallons up to 10,000, correct?
That's the new one.
Oh, this
Right now, it's $7 per thousand, anything over 5,000 gallons.
Okay. So we're trying to level that out toward it'll be $7 per thousand from 5,000 to 10,000. Then it goes up to $9 per thousand, anything over 10,000 gallons because of the differential coming out of Cherokee County.
Correct.
Okay. Any questions in regard to that this time? Lisa, if you want to go ahead and get that on the agenda. Here's my paper, you want paperwork on that? All right. Now, while we got most of our staff here, have y'all got any other questions? We got Mr. Osborne. Got the fire marshal here. Fire department, y'all got any, got Rodney's here. Any other questions for any of them that you've got before we go forward? Richard, anything cropping up in planning and development?
It's coming Tuesday, February 6th at 6:30 here in this building in the basement in the Pickens room will be the comprehensive plan last stakeholders meeting. And so there's been a lot of good input. We're to the point that after Tuesday's meeting, between the state planner, who's our coordinator, Ethan Calhoun, and myself, we'll prepare the draft plan. Once that draft plan is available this spring, we'll make it available for public review. Planning Commission, Board of Commissioners, y'all are welcome to, of course, at any point, give input. And once that draft plan has been looked at, for a certain amount of time, available for public review, and the state has looked at it and is generally okay with it, then summertime, formally, I will bring it before y'all for adoption. And, if you want to give more input at that time and change things, then that's good. Y'all are welcome to it. Each group, all the cities and the county, they've got to separately adopt it at an official meeting. So that'll be this summer.
All right. Any further questions for the group? That brings us down to item number 5 under general discussion. I know we got Ms. Beaver. It's good to have you here. Thank you for coming. I'm assuming have you got any questions or anything that you want to bring forth or any statements?
I'd just like for our county commissioners to consider researching the original bylaws and operating procedures of our Jasper Economic Development Council that were created in 2008, that were revised in 2016, and see if that coincides with their most recent decision that was made at their last meeting.
You're talking about the one between Pickens County and the city of Jasper on the
That's
joint?
correct.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And I have a copy of those, if it makes it convenient for you, both the original as well as the revision.
If you wouldn't mind.
I trust that with your wisdom, you'll be able to decipher whether or not that was correct or not.
If you don't mind, before you leave, if you'll get with Lisa, she might need a copy of them.
Sure.
Just keep them having to go back through the records to verify. I've got a set of the 2016, which was kind of elementary, but yes.
And I just think looking back at the originals in 2008 might prove helpful. I'm not sure, maybe you can provide some clarification, if the county commissioner ever approved this in 2016, the revision that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know if it was?
2016, I can't remember. Ms. Lisa would have to go back on the books because we were,
Right.
a group at that time.
Well, that's true, yes. I think that may be something to look into as well, because I know originally in 2008, it was adopted by both the city and the county when this was established. But the revisions that took place in 2016, I just can't find on record where they were approved. So you may need to look back at the 2008, which I'll provide to you as well.
All right. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Any other comments? I noticed Bart's not here today. Is he all right? Anybody seen Bart?
We need to send somebody out and check on him.
First, you hadn't got a call about Bart, have you? Yeah, he had perfect attendance going on here. Oh, me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do, if nobody's got any other comments or questions, we're going to go ahead and this meeting is now adjourned. Now we have a special call meeting. Mr. Landon, you want to expand on it?
Now that it's open, if you'll make a motion for those 2 minutes.
All right, we're going to go into, we have a special call meeting. Make a move and second that we go into the special call meeting first.
So moved.
I move second that we go into a special call meeting. Any further discussion? None being all in favor, let us saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed, thank you. Now, at this time, we want to go into executive session. I need a move and a second to go into executive session, and before we vote on that, I need to read why. The undersigned chair and board members under oath certified that the meeting of Pickens County Board of Commissioners held on February the 1st of 2018, this meeting was closed and permitted by the Open Meetings Act of Georgia. The only matters considered or discussed during the closed portion or executive session of this meeting are as checked below. Number 1, to discuss or deliberate upon the employment, compensation, hiring, disciplinary action, or dismissal, or periodic evaluation or rating of a public officer or employee, or to interview candidates for executive positions, OCGA 5014-3B2. Item number 2, to discuss or vote to authorize negotiations to purchase, dispose of, or lease property. Authorize ordering an appraisal related to the acquisition of disposal of real estate. Enter into a contract to purchase, dispose of, or lease property subject to the approval in a subsequent public vote, or enter into an option to purchase, dispose of, or lease real estate subject to approval in a subsequent public vote, OCGA 5014-3B1. And the third one, to consult and meet with legal counsel pertaining to pending or potential litigation, settlement, claims, administrative proceedings, or other judicial actions brought or to be brought by or against the county or an officer or employee, or in which the officer or employee may be directly involved, OCGA 5014-2-1. I need a move and a second that we go into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Have a move and a second. Any further discussion? None being, all that in favor, let us saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, thank you. We are now going into executive session. Y'all are more willing to wait till we come back out, but don't know when that's going to be. So we will be going to executive session.